welcome to For the People. It's been said that one picture is worth more than 1,000 words. So from time to time, we've shown you pictures of some statues of some of the African men and women who led the African world down the path of greatness. This evening, we'll go a step further. We'll bring these pictures alive. In Aswan, Egypt, Mr. and Mrs. Adisa Anderson spent just 2 days preparing several members of the ASCAC Educational Tour Group for a showing of their Queens of the Nile production. That production proved to be one of the high points of the trip.
Africa, 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 come, Africa, come, Africa, Africa, Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we give you dance music, Queens of the Nile now. Give them a hand. Queens of the Nile now. Queens of the Nile now. Queens of the Nile now. Give them a hand. Queens whose nobility and royalty left a legacy. Africa gave birth to queens like Queen Hatshepsut. 1,500 years before the birth of Christ was the beginning of this flower of Egypt's fascinating life. Born into an African tradition known throughout the Old Kingdom as the matrilineal system, where women had respect and equal rights. This was the ancient Africans' daily way of life, having emerged from a line of kings and queens who became immortal as she stood ready to enter the king's portals. Her Majesty knew her divinity. From the land of the pharaohs, Ethiopia, they came to establish a humane and peaceful reign, breaking the Hyksos rule of Asian invasion. Out of Egypt, the foreigners ran in order for her ancestors to reunite Upper and Lower Egypt's land. Queen Absolute ascended the throne and ruled alone as a king-queen to her forefathers' tribute. During her reign, there were no wars for gain. Instead, she established trade, built a fleeting navy, and sent an expedition to Punt. Her chief architect and close advisor was Senmut. She was a queen who created fashion, influenced style, and recorded her stories on the insides of temples, structures, and walls, like the Temple of Nile Bahari that has yet to fall, a magnificent shrine that has withstood all tests of time. For more than queen, she was to be Pharaoh, 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 Queen Hatshepsut, Queen of the Nile now. We'll give her a hand. Queen of the Nile now. Queen of the Nile now. Well, how many of you have heard of the University of California, Los Angeles? Also known as UCLA. Well, if you have a chance to visit this institution again, I want you to go over to the building that houses the Department of Architecture and look at it very closely, because the building was designed after the Temple of Nile Bahari that was commissioned by Queen Hatshepsut. Also the Washington Monument. African influence in the world today. Give her a hand. To Queen Tiye. Queen Tiye. Mother of a great royal family. of the 18th dynasty. Wedded to Amenhotep III, both of Nubian ancestry. Their union bore 3 sons, Semenkare, Amenhotep IV, who later changed his name to Akhenaten, and Tutankhamun, the boy king, yes, the mother of King Tut, Queen Tiye, Queen of the Nile. Now, we come today to reclaim our tradition. You have probably seen many of these great women on television and in motion pictures, but probably in the wrong hue. We bring them to you today in Technicolor. Hatshepsut, 1,500 years before the birth of Christ, was the beginning of this flower of Egypt's fascinating life. Queens like Queen Tiye, mother of a great royal family, co-ruler of the 18th dynasty. Africa gave birth to kings and queens whose nobility and royalty left a legacy. Africa gave birth to you. Thank you.